Be warned, it's LuAnna, and this podcast contains honest, upfront opinions, rants, bants, and general explicit content. But you're here. It is Thursday. It's LuAnna Totally Extra.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lulu. How are you?
I'm good. I'm radiant like the sun.
You are. She's there. She's hot like the sun.
I'm radiating.
She's Lou. I'm Anna. We've, of course, got our producer, Imo. How are you, Ims?
I'm very well.
Good. We're just going to cut the guff and get straight in because it's your episode, guys. A message from Angie first up. Hey, girls, loving the pod, she says. I recently discovered it whilst holidaying in the Philippines.
Nice.
I've started from the beginning and bloody loving it. Thank you, babes.
Oh.
Yesterday. Oh, okay. Straight in. I had butthole surgery resulting from a very traumatic birth of my first child's 28 years ago.
Oh, my God. She's been living with a sore butt for 28 years.
Poor woman. When I arrived, I was horrified to find out that they were not putting me to sleep. In fact, they were giving me an epidural. I was mortified. Imagine the embarrassing scene.
No, she's like awake and they're literally at her arsehole.
I mean, they've seen it all though, Lou, haven't they?
It's true, but still.
However, the surgeon was graceful in the fact that he allowed me to wear my earpods to keep me distracted
So she
during
can't
the procedure.
hear them discussing her chocolate starfish.
Oh,
A few hairs around this butt.
I mean, I don't think it was a chocolate starfish, Lou.
Clinker.
I think it was more of a gaping hole. Bless her. So I'm here to thank you, ladies, for talking all things fannies, shit and bum holes. Whilst I was there, legs akimbo,
This is
getting
a
my
new one
bum
for
hole
us.
mended. It is.
We've been listened to live during butt surgery. I
couldn't-
like that.
I couldn't be prouder, actually.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't be prouder.
I'm loving it.
If ever
actually.
we need a reason to re-establish our love of doing this podcast, it's that.
It's that.
It's that. Thank you, Angie from Chesterfield. We love you and you love us, and that is that.
We're happy your hole is mended while we were in your ears.
Case in point of why we love doing this pod.
A more hospital theme now. This is our bellends in birth section. Remember,
feature.
if you have a bellend in birth moment, please do send it in to us. Jean, she says, hi ladies, love the pod. A new listener here. And yes, I do follow.
Excellent, Jean. Well done. She follows.
Good girl.
Please all follow.
My story is of my last born. I had to be induced, so went in on the morning. My other half had been on nights, so joined me in the afternoon. After a long afternoon, I wasn't really progressing, so he said he would go and get some food. I said, no rush, nothing's happening. So 2.5 hours later,
Crazy
he returns.
bastard.
I'm now pushing after having been given the drugs to
Yep.
speed up the labour. He'd been and gone.
What a cheeky bastard.
He'd been for a 3-course meal in Bella Italia. He had a voucher, apparently. And while he was gone, there was a shift change and I had a new midwife. He proceeded to tell me just after giving birth how his son had waited for the pretty one and how attractive the new midwife was. We're no longer together.
Yeah.
Give me my lovely granny's name of Jean. She passed last year and I miss her so much. Brilliant. So not only did he have a 3-course meal in Bella Italia, he told her basically that he fancied the midwife.
Exactly.
What a dick. Right, we've got a voice note from Anon, so we've called you Janet.
Hi, ladies. Love the pod and all that jazz. I'm
Sing it,
just
sister.
calling to talk to you about men in labour and what pricks they can be.
It's really caught on this.
My
Yeah,
first
go on.
husband,
Everyone's got a story.
when I was in labour with my son, who's in his 20s now, I got there and I was told it's too late for an epidural, which was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. I also had severe diarrhea, thanks to the labour. The midwives went out the room and that man looked at me with a semi in his trousers and actually wanted to have sex with me when I was in labour in the fucking delivery room. Unbelievable behaviour.
Oh,
Needless to say, we're no longer married.
Filth.
He still is
Fucking
fucking
weird.
unhinged, and I'm well rid of him. Love you
Yeah,
girls.
lob on.
Bye.
I don't like
If
that.
you ever don't want to see your husband's erect penis, it's when you're in labour.
And he's trying to shag her. She's in labour. That's awful. That's like abuse. I feel bad for you. At
I
least you
feel
got rid of him.
so bad for her.
Well done on getting rid.
Petty Polly next from Anonymous. So, Deborah, morning, ladies. Our whole office loves your podcast.
The whole office.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone. And all that jizz. And when we're talking about petty revenge last week, the general consensus was that my petty story should make the airwaves.
Well, here you are. It has.
Here we go, office. Settle in, peeps. Many years ago, I worked in retail. One of the senior managers was married to a checkout manager that was having an affair with the pharmacy manager in the store up the road. Oh, get the tea. Oh, no. The wife and bloody hell. The wife and mistress both got pregnant at around the same time. And then the shit hit the fan. The wife found out about the affair and chucked the husband out, but it turned out he told the mistress he'd been separated. She found out about the lies and didn't want him either. So there he was, a bloke with an ex-wife and an ex-girlfriend, both pregnant.
Oh, my God.
Fast forward a few months and the baby boys were born within days of each other.
goodness.
Oh, God. It could have been a coincidence, but I like to think it was a scheming petty Polly. Oh, my God.
What?
Both mothers called their baby Jacob. For the rest of his life, the cheating rat that was the father of both would have to explain why he has two sons pretty much the same age
my
with
God.
the same name. It makes me laugh every time I think about it.
Do you think they couldn't have spoken
They
then?
couldn't have done.
But what? And then I guess he felt he couldn't say you can't use that name because the other ones use that name. So he just said
it's quite a
nothing.
popular name, I guess, and a nice... I mean, what are the chances?
So he's got Jacob and Jacob, which are days apart.
I mean, but Jacob and Jacob are half brothers with the same...
Oh, it's fucked.
Oh, it's very, very, very...
Fucked, isn't
wrong,
it? That's England all over.
Well, I think, to be fair, Lou, it's global. I mean, that
Sounds
happens
like
a lot
Jerry
everywhere.
Springer, actually. I say it's more America.
I think it happens everywhere.
We've got a voice note rant from Paige now.
Hi, LuAnna. I have a live rant incoming. Runners
There we go.
on the road. Fucking boils my piss. I am a runner myself, and I run on the road. And if there's cars on either side of the road, I'll jump on the verge because I don't want to be a dick and stop traffic. But no, other runners, they fucking don't. They just,
carry on
I was just
running.
behind a lorry slams on his brakes. I'm like, what the fuck's he slamming his brakes on for?
Runner.
Couldn't see round. And it was because he stopped for a fucking runner. The runner didn't even fucking say thank you. Fucking people piss me off.
Rude.
Fucking rude bastards. Just say thank you. If somebody's like, they've had to stop on 60 road to fucking let you run by. Inconsiderate. Love the pod and all that jazz.
Oh, yeah.
My
She's
name's
on one.
Paige and I'm from Nottingham.
And you're fuming. And you're fuming, Paige.
My name's Paige. I'm from Nottingham and I'm pissed.
I am very cross.
We've got a message from Jade next. She says, I've got a new segment idea.
Ooh, go on.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've done post-breakup?
Good idea.
This is good. That psycho ex-girlfriend.
Let's all
I'll
tap in.
go first.
Okay.
When I was 18, my ex broke up with me. He was a cheating narcissist, but I was young, dumb and in love.
We've been there.
Oh, you sound like me at
Yeah,
18.
and me.
I was,
and me.
yeah, I was desperate for him to cut back into my life. Miserable daily, I wouldn't eat and I was beside myself. I used to work on a ski slope. Well, one day I stood on the slope. I felt lightheaded from lack of eating. I decided to play on this and I faked passing out. That's right. I dropped to the snow and I just lay there unconscious while several people gathered round me. 20 minutes later, I was being blue lighted to the hospital in a full-on neck brace. As I came round, I asked the ambulance woman to call my boyfriend. Well, ex, I didn't tell her that, to let him know about my current condition. The fucker didn't even turn up to visit me. And I lay there, a fraud, feeling like a total and complete idiot. 13 years on, I'm now happily married and my dramatic days are now over. No need to keep me long. Jade from Tamworth. Love you. Bye.
Do you know what? I love that honesty. She just wanted to get his attention, a bit of revenge thrown in, and it didn't pay off.
Bless her.
What was the weirdest thing you did post-breakup? Can anyone else chuck in an idea?
I had a car chase once with my ex-boyfriend because he bought me this dog. I was 17.
Oh, he bought you a
And
dog?
he bought me a little Pomeranian. We went all the way to Wales to get it.
At
like,
17, he
stayed in
bought you a
this-
dog?
Yeah, and we stayed in
Bloody
it. Well, we
hell.
were like going to move in together.
Oh,
he
okay.
was older than me, like bought a house.
Oh,
Always
what a-
liked an older man.
One of those things.
And we went all the way to Wales, like had this little weekend in Wales, bought Tinky Bell, little Pomeranian. And then when I broke up with him, because I decided I just didn't want that life when I was 17, he stole my dog. Yeah. So like we like chased each other in the car.
You did a Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon. Gonna get the damn dog back.
Yeah, so I tried to get my dog back.
I'm getting the dog.
And I never got my dog, and then he gave my dog to his mum.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair though, did I want a dog in that tight at 17?
Of course you did not.
Not really. Because then I shagged my way around Britain and America. I had the best time of my life.
Exactly. His loss.
So there you go.
I can't
What
think of
did
any
you do?
mad shit. Oh, there's been a lot of ex-boyfriends. I've probably done some really weird shit. I'll think about it. Bring it to next week.
I also had this boyfriend who was doing an MBA and he was a cheater. And when we broke up, I hid all his books.
Did you?
Yeah, and they're fucking expensive, all those
Yeah.
books. I took them all.
Casual inconvenience there.
Yeah.
Good petty Polly, Lou.
Can't do your MBA now, can
I'm
you?
sure I've done
dick?
some weird shit. I know I have. I'll think about it. Bring it to next week.
I've probably done more psycho shit than I'm happy to reveal on this podcast. So we'll end that there. But great new segment. If you've got a story for us, do send it in. LuAnna@everythingluanna.com. Right, we now have voice notes, plural, I've noticed, from Jodie.
Hi girls. I live on quite a elderly estate. We've brought the average age down of the cul-de-sac by about 60 years. And over the road, there's 3 ambulances outside the bungalow. And I've been stood here for, no lie, 25 minutes with a bag of frozen food on the floor because I've just come back from the food shop and there's ambulance outside. And I'm too scared to move in case anything actually happens. What if there's some drama? What if there's some gossip? What if he falls out the back of the ambulance? What if it's her? Why are we so British and so fucking nosy that we have to know what's going on in everybody's lives?
I'm
actually a bit embarrassed.
I'm straight in.
I can't pull myself away from it.
I wouldn't have
Anyway,
moved.
just
I
thought I'd
wouldn't
let you
have
know.
moved.
I love the pod. Love you girls.
No.
Keep the
Would
laughs
love an
coming.
update.
I'll update you if anything happens.
Oh, yeah.
Please do. Yeah,
Well, I'm assuming there's another one.
It was the old man. He was all strapped up to a chair with a blanket over him.
He's still alive.
That's sad. Hope he's okay. Anyway, my garlic bread's probably defrosted. So, love you. Yeah, it's Jodie from Bath. Bye.
Jodie, I would have probably set up a little deck chair and
We
everything.
hope that old man's okay.
I
We are
know.
bad for rubbing.
We would have really just got involved.
Like, you know, when you're on the motorway and the
Oh.
accident's not even on your side, but the
You still
traffic's
slow
on
down.
your side because everyone's slowing down to rubble neck.
I'm 100% guilty.
Right, listen, ask LuAnna anything. We've
Yeah.
got one in from Emily. She says, hey, LuAnna and Imo, I love you guys. And I've got a question for Anna.
Oh, go on then.
Firstly, I really hope this doesn't offend you.
Oh, no.
I'm just genuinely really
Not
curious.
about me gagging, is it?
My question is about your relationship with religion.
Oh, okay.
You have called yourself a God botherer, and I know that you're part of your local Christian church. I regard you as highly intelligent, liberal, cosmopolitan woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's a slag. Typically, someone like you wouldn't partake in a traditional religion.
Okay.
I'm really curious as to what part religion plays in your life.
Right.
Do you truly believe that Jesus died for your sins and resurrected from the dead and heaven and hell and all that jazz? Or are you part of it more for the community vibe or something else altogether? I'm really curious. Lots of love. An OG listener, Emily.
I love that question.
I think you're too smart to know about all that bullshit, dying, coming back to life. It's the community feel. You like the village feel.
Here is my answer to this, which might surprise all of you,
Oh,
is actually my faith and religion is the one area I genuinely won't talk about.
oh.
I find it really private. It's genuinely my one area that I do
Well,
keep
you're very
private.
sinful, so I hardly think it's fucking Jesus died on the cross. I think you just like singing in that choir and knowing the local father.
I love the father. I love the question. I really respect the question, and I think I've learned
Religion and politics.
I've learned the hard way, and quite honestly, especially in the climate that we all live in, where
True.
whatever we say, we will get opinion whether we want it or not. I am very private
not answering you,
about
basically.
that. Yeah. So I do have my own faith and beliefs, but if you don't mind, I'll keep them to myself. But thank you for the comment.
Now everyone is like super curious.
Yeah, they can stay curious.
If you want my answer, I don't believe any of it. Load of old shite. Right. I've never told anyone this, but I totally get the community feel of being part of a church. That I do like, the whole fucking choir singing, all that shit. Right. I've never told anyone this, but Good morning, LuAnna. I have a funny work poo story. This is for you, Anna.
I mean, let's bring it back onto the areas I like to share.
And as I was in the moment at work and shaking due to worry, all I could think of, is this a LuAnna story? So today I was due to be in the office, but I was having some wisdom tooth issues. The third one due to be removed. Oh, I don't envy you.
Horrible.
Anyway, so every time after I eat, I'm salt watering. However, being in the office, I didn't fancy spitting in the sink in a public toilet in case someone walked in. Then I remembered the last time I was in the office, I noticed that usually locked disabled toilet was conveniently unlocked. So I went to see if that same toilet was still unlocked, and it was. I took my bag with salt water to my disabled private toilet to spit in peace. And while I was there, I thought, I could have a poo.
Can I just say, I feel sorry for disabled people because the amount of people like me that use a disabled toilet when you're not allowed to use a disabled toilet, like it's bad.
Normally, I'm not being funny, there's not normally that many disabled people
Well,
around.
that's why I justify it to
Me
myself
too.
that if there was someone in need, I'd obviously not be
Well,
in
I'd
that
be
toilet.
mortified if I came out and someone was sitting there in a wheelchair.
And that actually has never happened to me.
Me neither, which case in point.
So there you go.
Anyway, so she's now thinking I could have a poo. Why not? No one knows I'm in here, and I do like to shit in private. So off I went and I had my poo, changed my tampon while I was in there, and then, of course, no flush. The toilet would not flush. So now my poo and my bloody tampon are just floating around in the disabled loo that I'm not supposed to be in. Oh, I hope no one is waiting for this. I thought, how on earth can I make this better? And I don't know why, but I thought getting my tampon out the loo would make it better.
No.
So there I was, trespassing in a disabled toilet, trying to fish my tampon
Just
out
leave
the
it there,
toilet.
babes.
I got it, I popped it in the bin, and I just left my poo there. I wasn't getting that out. I washed my hands and I fucked off. I then returned to this hallway later on and noticed that the door was now locked and an out of order sign was on the door. I fucked up the only disabled toilet on this floor.
So this is
And
why you shouldn't
where
do
I work, it has 6 floors,
No.
so that multiple wheelchair users that work on the ground floor were now having to go elsewhere due to the size of my poo
Okay, that's bad.
blocking the toilet. Don't know if I should be proud. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the
No,
pod.
because to our point of that's bad.
That is a
That's
bit
bad,
bad.
especially if you've now compromised disabled people. But we love the story.
Yeah.
Love the story. Right, second one. Hi, Lou and Anna, and my personal favourite, Immo.
Emma just added that in, by the way.
Emma is like, yeah, bitches. I love the podcast and all that jazz. I've been listening since Jan this year, and I'm going through the back catalogue of episodes.
Yes.
Yes, you can. We all know it by now. Thank you. Please, can I be anonymous and have the name Winifred after my great-grandma? I've never told anyone this, but back when I was around 20, I had the idea of using Tinder to reel in all the boys and girls and started exploring. I matched with a very attractive man. Let's call him Kevin. He was really talking a big game. Even told me that he struggled to make me walk for days.
Ooh, go on, Kev.
All right, Kevo. So he came round later that evening, which, I mean, who opens up with that, whoa, gonna get whoa, would have fucking bend you
gonna
over.
Roger you so
Roger you
hard.
senseless.
You're going to walk like John
John
Wayne.
Wayne, yeah, that old classic. Woo. We chatted for a bit over a cup of tea. The tension rose and soon we ran up those stairs to get it on. After a little while of hot, steamy kisses and a lot of fondling, we started taking our clothes off. I turned to him standing by the side of the bed and, oh my God, he came. What? What? In my eyes, up my nostrils, and the worst thing, his juices. Ew.
Wait, he just came.
Yeah, no, babe, he came. She turned round and then spaff, In-Betweeners style, done. Jay from In-Betweeners, he came.
poor
In
Kevin.
her eyes, up her nostrils, and the worst thing, his juice was like cottage cheese. The smell, the texture, everything.
Filth.
I was speechless. I've never gotten clothes back on quicker in my life.
Wow. There was no Rogering from Kevin.
Ew. He let big old game talk there from Kev.
Didn't walk the walk, though.
Do you know what I mean? He left shortly after and kept messaging me about meeting up again and finishing what we started.
Nothing started, Kevin.
No, it didn't, Kevin. You just spaffed. You spaffed.
Nothing happened.
No. Safe to say I ghosted him. I could not go through with that again.
See?
I get a giggle when I see cottage cheese in the shops now. Cottage cheese, Kev, will never leave my brain. Thankfully now I'm in a lovely relationship after having a few years of friends with benefits and one-night stands. Hopefully it gets read out on the pod. Thanks, you guys, for everything you do. You're amazing, Winifred. May I also then just use this as an opportunity. Thank you, Winifred, for all
Thank
that.
you, Winifred.
Public service announcement.
Sorry for your troubles.
Just your troubles. Gentlemen, we've said it before, we'll say it again. clean your knob cheese.
Well, I think that it was
Clean your
his
helmet.
jizz that was just cottagey.
That will have been because a
mixed build-up.
not cleaned penis.
As he's erupted,
Yeah.
he's taken the smegma with
There's
him.
all kinds going on.
And then it's been a
Pull it
smegma
back.
sperm splat.
Give it a clean. Always clean your dingle dangle.
Well, on that note, that's it for LuAnna. Remember, we'll be back with your usual dose on Monday. Don't forget to listen to us there. You can also watch this episode on Friday, and our other main app goes out on YouTube on Wednesday. Follow us on Instagram.
Please.
At Everything LuAnna. And that is that.
And also, don't forget to send in all of your messages and everything. Our email address you should know by now, but if you're new and you don't, it is LuAnna at everythingluanna.com. We have a WhatsApp number. Imo mans that bat phone like her life depends on it. The number 07745 266 947. If you haven't followed us yet, please do. You just hit follow right at the top of your screen.
Lots of admin.
There is, Lou. It's important.
Too much admin. I'm out.
It's
Bye.
important. And we look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a good one.
Bye.